Hi, hope you are all doing well. Today I am going to introduce you to Shotinath Bhaduri and his award-winning book Jagori, or it is also known as The Vigil, which is the English translation. When I say Shotinath Bhaduri, most of your reactions would be Shotinath who? And you are absolutely right in your reaction, because currently Shotinath is not a household name among the Bengali authors. However, Shotinath has produced brilliant literature from mid-1940s to mid-1960s. His book Jagori was the recipient of the first Rabindra Puraskar, which was given away by the West Bengal government for best literature in 1950. Jagori and Dhodai Chorit Manush remain the most important works of Shotinath Bhaduri. Before we move into the book and what it comprises of, let me introduce you and say a little bit about Shotinath Bhaduri the person. Shotinath was born in Purnia, Bihar, and he follows the tradition of brilliant Bengali writers from Bihar. He had a law degree and practiced for several years in Patna High Court. After that, he left the court and joined politics. Initially, he was a member of Indian National Congress, and later on, he joined the Congress Socialist Party and took part in the 1942 Quit India movement. With this sort of a background, what sort of writing would you expect? What sort of book would you expect that he will write? Well, Jagori is a semi-autobiography which was written by Shotinath in 1945, and it is a book of a family who are all involved in politics. Before going into the book further, I would like to say a few words about how the book is to be looked at. In the first edition, Shotinath himself had said, with different political opinions come conflicting views, and they even can be within the family members. Jagori is the story of a ordinary family who was caught into the vortex of time, the turbulent days in the 1940s at the time of Quit India movement and World War II era. So now we go a little bit more into the book. The book has been written in the first person perspective, which in itself is not a unique feature. What I found unique in the book is that the 4 chapters of the book are written from the perspective of 4 different individuals. This is the story of a family of 4. Out of the 4, 3 are lodged into jail. The father is the district Congress leader, respected Congress leader, who is imbibed into the Gandhian way of life. Mother follows the father, and there are 2 sons. The elder son is Bilu, who is the leader of Congress Socialist Party. Bilu is spending the night in the condemned cell, and he has been sentenced the death penalty for his role in the 1942 Quit India movement. In the jail gate is Nilu, his youngest brother, who is a member of the Communist Party of India, and he is waiting in the jail gate to take away the body after the execution in the next morning. We see what Bilu has to think about himself. Bilu, sitting in the condemned cell in the last night, is awaiting the dawn and his impending execution. Whatever thoughts go into his mind are how his life had been till today night, and could it have been any different? He thinks and finds that there is only one fear in his mind, that is not of the impending execution. That is the thought in his mind which is going and actually bugging him, is whether he will be able to face his executioner bravely. He knows that his death sentence is a direct result of the witness which has been given by his younger brother, but he bears no ill feeling about his brother. His only thoughts is how to make India independent. He is a true patriot and a true son of Mother India. Leaving Bilu in his thoughts as he waits for the night to end, we come to the upper division prison ward, where his father, lifelong Gandhian, is spending the night and awaiting for the impending dawn. The father is a Gandhian and he is not very communicative with the sons. He is not expressive and he does not express his love, and there have always been conflict when the sons grew up, and particularly the conflicts have been with the younger son Nilu, while the elder son has been somewhat of a buffer between the father and the younger son. What he feels is he a good father? If he had brought up his son in a different way, could his son's life been different? These thoughts go through his mind as he is sitting with the spindle and charkha and is preparing his mind for the impending execution, which will happen when the day breaks. Bilu's father accepts the fate of his son, and as a true Gandhian is trying to prepare his mind for the ultimate. After this, what we see, the third chapter, we see the perspective of Bilu's mother. Bilu's mother is a typical mother and a housewife of those days. She has all her life followed her husband and sons. Since the sons did not communicate well with the father, she has always been the buffer between the father and the sons, and particularly there has been lot of confusion and lot of trouble between the younger son and the father. She is making up her mind for the dawn, but there is a thought that is going on in her mind. She has heard from various sources within the jail that the younger son has been the main witness against the elder son, and the execution order is because of that. She thinks over it, but she finds it hard to believe that the younger son can be a witness against the elder son. She also, with bated breath, waits for the night to be over. And this is a sleepless night for her. At the jail gate, we find Nilu. Nilu is the younger son of the family. He is a member of Communist Party, and as their party directive, has been the principal witness in the case against his elder brother. He has followed his party directive. Most complex thoughts of all the family members are in his minds. Before the brothers went their own way and had their own political views, they were actually inducted at a very young age in the Indian National Congress by their father, and they were Congress workers up to a certain point of time. Later on, under the mentorship of Bilu, both the brothers joined Congress Socialist Party, and Bilu had always been a mentor to Nilu and tried to protect his younger brother. However, moving on further, Nilu himself has decided that now he has to come out from the shadow of his brother and has joined the Communist Party. We do not know what is the exact thought of his joining the Communist Party. Maybe he wanted to show the world at large that he is a man and is not going to live under the shadow of father or brother. He knows that people are talking about him suspiciously because he has stood as a witness against his brother, and the brother has been given the capital punishment. This thought is in his mind, and as he waits in the jail gate to take away the body of his brother, he thinks about whether he has done the right thing by standing as a witness for the state. After much thought, he comes to the conclusion that whatever he has decided and whatever he has done is the right thing. As a faithful party member, he cannot go against the directives of the party, and he waits patiently for the night to be over and the proceedings of the dawn and the next day. What I find is a beautiful, very beautiful piece of writing, and by reading this book, I had always thought that I am with all the characters, sharing their thoughts and sitting with them and sharing their thoughts and listening to what they are saying as if they are conversing with me. Jyotinath's style of writing is simple, and it leaves no hero or no villain, and it is as if all the characters are creatures of their circumstances. I had been introduced to this book at a relatively young age, and the first reading I was not able to comprehend the book fully. However, as I had already told you, second readings are necessary. I had read the book for the second time as well as a third time and found more meaning in the book. I would urge you all to read this book, and if you have read it, there is no harm in reading it for the second time. It may give you another perspective. I would be happy if you read the book and want to have further discussions, or want to have a more round of thought-provoking sessions. Please do contact me. I thank you all for patiently listening to me, and see you soon.